already know what vicarious trauma feels like, but do you know what vicarious resilience feels like in your body? Hi, I'm Jenny Hughes, founder of the Brave Trauma Therapist Collective. This month, for Mental Health Awareness Month, we've been telling the full truth about what it means to be human as a trauma therapist, how this month applies to us too. We've talked about how often our mental health gets framed as a personal responsibility with no real space, no collective support, and no nervous system awareness underneath the demand to take care of ourselves, even though we don't actually understand what mental health looks like in therapists. This week, I want to shift a little bit. We're still going to be talking about therapist mental health. We're still talking about nervous system survival, but we're also talking about something we rarely let ourselves notice: the good that our bodies take in, the moments that restore us, the flickers of connection that actually refill and refuel something inside of us. It does have a name, it's a real thing. It's called vicarious resilience. And in some spaces, you might hear it called a glimmer, the opposite of a trigger. These are moments where your nervous system registers something safe, something hopeful, something true. And it matters because we know what it feels like to absorb trauma. The heaviness after a full day of sessions, the moments where you totally check out while writing notes, the fatigue that sticks even after you've rested. But your nervous system is taking in more than just what's painful. Now, let's go back to what we talked about a few weeks ago: the neurobiology of connection. Your mirror neurons fire when you witness someone else soften, right? Your vagus nerve responds when the emotional tone of the session shifts. Your brain releases oxytocin, that social bonding hormone, in the moments of attunement and care. In your work, this might happen when you see a client sit up straighter after months of collapse, when you hear someone actually name their progress and your breath deepens without you even realizing, when you witness a repair happening and something in you settles. None of these are flukes. These are showing you that your nervous system is taking in what's good. But here's the thing: these moments are often quiet. They're not flashy or dramatic. It's not just the big moments of progress or when our clients graduate from therapy. And when we're trained to constantly scan for threat, pain, rupture, we can miss the repair entirely. That said, just like with trauma, your body will still probably register it, even when your mind doesn't make meaning of it because you were never given a frame of reference for these things. So, part of this work, part of reclaiming our own mental health, is gently learning to let in what's good. Not in a forced gratitude journal way, as great as that practice truly is, but in a slow, body first way where we notice the moment and we let it matter. Now, like I said, we've been trained deeply to notice trauma. We track dissociation, pain, threat. We know how to notice nervous system activation in others, and we're damn good at it. But almost none of us were trained to notice when things go well, especially not the subtle moments. Because those times of connection, progress, shared humanity, they don't set off alarm bells. They don't trigger our need to help and heal. And more than that, they can feel complicated. Sometimes they bring up guilt for us. Well, this isn't about me. Am I just looking for validation? I shouldn't be feeling gratitude for my client. That's not professional. Sometimes it feels like a threat to neutrality. Sometimes it feels like it's not allowed. So we just dismiss it. We push it down. We let it slip past. But here's the cost of doing that over and over again. When we only let the hard parts of the work in and we filter out all the good, we begin to believe the work only drains us. We start to carry the emotional cost as if it's the whole story. And that belief that this work is only extraction gets into our bones. It makes us more brittle, less connected, more alone. It threatens our mental health. But vicarious resilience is a beautiful antidote to that. But we can't access it if we keep pushing it away, okay? To understand more about vicarious resilience, let me start with a story from inside of Brave. A few months ago, a member shared something in one of our consultation spaces, an asynchronous consultation group. And she said, my client, who's barely made eye contact in months, looked right at me today and said, "Thank you for not giving up on me." God, it makes me feel emotional right now. And then she said something that hit me straight in the chest. She said, "I felt like something cracked open in me, not just in her." That is it. That is vicarious resilience. It's something I'm getting to relive right in this moment. It wasn't a miracle. It wasn't a huge clinical breakthrough. It was just a human moment, a nervous system shift, a glimmer shared by both of these amazing people. And the best part, once she shared that in the group, other members started chiming in, saying things like, "Oh my God, I had a moment like that last week too." And oh, wow, that story really helped me remember why I'm still doing this. Or, "That's the first time I felt a little warmth in my chest all day. Thank you." That's what happens when we share these moments. Vicarious resilience doesn't just happen in isolation, it deepens when it's witnessed. Your nervous system isn't only reacting to threat, it's also responding to care, growth, connection, even if those moments are quiet. You do not have to do anything to earn them, you just have to notice. So let's pause here to do that. I want you to take a breath, slow it down. Think about a session this week, this month. Maybe that story I told also resonated with you. But think about something where a little tiny thing shifted in you. Maybe your shoulders dropped. Maybe you felt pride. Maybe you smiled after hitting end on that Zoom window. You don't have to share it. You don't have to write it down. Just feel it in your body again. That's vicarious resilience. And learning how to identify it and then install it in your body just like this is what starts to turn it into a renewable energy source for you, into something that will refill your cup without adding more things to your to do list. And when you get to share it with others, just like that story I told you about Brave, it helps to enhance it, to make it even stronger, and has a positive impact on everyone that gets to receive that glimmer. This vicarious resilience, it's what helps you stay in the work that you love. So, this month, for Mental Health Awareness Month, we've been honoring the full truth of being human as a trauma therapist. And part of that truth is this: you are not just absorbing pain, you're absorbing healing too. That matters. And I'm so glad that we're ending on this point. So, here's my invitation, the final one of this month and this challenge. As part of our hashtag Being Human as a Therapist challenge, I want you to share a moment, one glimmer of vicarious resilience. It could be a sentence that stayed with you from a session, a moment of warmth, a breath that helped you remember who you are. Tag us at Brave Providers and use that hashtag, or just send it to a colleague, or just keep it for yourself. Because the more we name these moments, the more we allow ourselves to be affected by what's good, the more we stay connected to our humanity. And that's what lets us do this work without disappearing inside of it. You're not missing it. You're already more resilient than you think, and it's okay to let that in.